I am LaVon Sanders, and I am Woo-Wee. Woo-Wee stands for Women Helping to Encourage Women, Women's Empowerment. I created this group because I've seen for a long time how we as women treat each other, and I felt a platform was needed where we can have those conversations with one another. We should be able to support each other and be on each other's team. There tends to be a lot of jealousy amongst women, and I just think at the age we're at, it's time to let go of those issues. This is why I created Woo-Wee, and I appreciate everyone's support. Let's continue to ride this journey together. Again, I am LaVon Sanders, a woman helping to encourage women. Welcome to another episode of Woo-Wee with Buffy. Thank you so much for joining me again tonight. I am super excited to have my guest with me. And if this is your first time tuning in, just let me give you a little background about Woo-Wee. It's a group that I started a couple of months ago. And what I found myself asking is why women don't support each other. I found that I was in certain situations or a part of certain situations where I feel like we as women, we just have to do better amongst each other. I really wanted to create a platform where we can have these discussions, because what I found is that we really were not dealing with the root of everything that we deal with as women towards each other. So that's why I started this group. I wanted to create that platform where we had an open forum to really talk about what's really going on with us. So that's what this is about. So again, if this is your first time, welcome. And joining me today, I have two wonderful women. I have Leslie Tramuel and then Denise Henderson. So thank you both for being here.
Thank you for having us.
Leslie, would you mind telling us a little bit about yourself?
Well, I'm Leslie Tramuel, and basically I am an only child by my mother, but I got all these other brothers and sisters from all these other mothers around town. Hey, good luck. But basically, I've been in Roanoke most of my life. I'm born and raised in Baltimore, Maryland, but I am now a manager at SURCAP, which is Southeast Rural Community Assistance Project, and we help people who either need to rebuild their credit, create credit, or either new home buyers. So I educate them, tell them what I've been through, sort of like what your program is doing, and try to take my experiences to help them get through some of the hustles and bustles that they go through.
Awesome. Thank you so much. Thank you. Denise?
Hi, I'm Denise Henderson. Born and raised here in Roanoke. Never really been anywhere else. I travel a lot though. I am a single mom of a 32-year-old son. I'm also a purchasing specialist, which means with fancy names, I buy stuff all day long, which is a great job. And I'm really looking forward to this conversation and getting to know Leslie, and glad to be here.
Well, I appreciate you both taking time out to be a part of this. Thank you so much.
Thank you.
And we'll be right back.
Woo-wee, I got all my sisters with me. Woo-wee, I got all my sisters with me.
Who is N. Wesley Pugsley Jr. and Associates CPA.
We are a full-service CPA firm with over 25 years experience in audit, tax, bookkeeping, payroll, including direct deposit, setting a 501c3 nonprofit status, preparing loan packages, and much more. Since tax season is right around the corner, our focus today will be on taxes. We have an A+ rating with the Better Business Bureau.
What sets your CPA firm apart from other CPA tax preparers?
Technology. When I started in public accounting in the early 1980s, there were no computers or fax machines. Everything was face-to-face meetings. With the advent of computers, the internet, and cloud-based software, we can communicate with any client from anywhere in the country. With our portal technology, which is similar to online banking, you just sign into our secure website, upload your tax document, you scan to your C drive, and we prepare your return. We've prepared taxes for over 15 different states in the past 3 years, from California to New York. We have the state tax software for all states. With Skype being on phones and Facebook, we can meet with you face-to-face in the comfort of your home.
It appears times are changing.
I call this the year of enlightenment. Many Americans are seeing the advantages of supporting community-based businesses. We are here to serve you, not just because we're a community-based firm, but because we have the experience. We know we can serve your needs.
How are you giving back?
If you mention the Renaissance Academy when we prepare your taxes, 5% of your tax prep fee will be donated by our firm to this organization. The Renaissance Academy is a program designed to engage middle and high school African American males in a series of college trips, community service, job shadowing, workshops, and events promoting academic and social and financial skills. See their website for more information.
Ooh-wee, I got all my sisters with me. Ooh-wee, I got all my sisters with me.
This segment of Woo Wee brought to you by Focus Fashion Timeless. Focus Fashion Timeless presents Timeless Fashion Show, June 9, 2018 at Roanoke Century Plaza Park, 7 p.m. to 9:30 p.m. Learn more by visiting Focus Fashion on Facebook. Focus Fashion, the ones who brought fashion back to the Star City.
Welcome back to Woo Wee with Buffy. So tonight we will be talking about our topic, which is I'm on an emotional roller coaster. I think that we can all relate to this topic. I think that we all have been in situations or are currently in situations where we just really feel like we're up and down with our emotions and feelings. We don't know which way to go. Those situations, one minute you're okay, the next minute you're crying, the next minute you're sad, you're depressed, the next minute you're happy, things are looking up, and next thing, here comes something else that you're having to deal with. So being on an emotional roller coaster, what do we do with those feelings and emotions that we're dealing with? How do we deal with those things? Do we internalize it? Do we call that girlfriend to talk about it? As women, we deal with so much that I think we are always on an emotional roller. I know I feel like I'm always on a roller coaster. Sometimes I feel like I can stay up for a minute, but here comes 10 things and I'm down. And then I'm sitting somewhere boohoo crying for 3 days because I don't know what to do. And like, Lord, what is it? Like, how do I get off of this roller coaster? So that's what we're going to talk about tonight. So, ladies, emotional roller coaster. Can you relate to that?
Yes, I know I can. It was amazing when you said you had that this was the topic for the show, because today, when I was asked, to come onto the show, I was thinking about some things I was going through, and I was like, well, do I bring this subject up or do I not bring it up? But this is what I'm going to go ahead and lay it down. My emotional roller coaster is that when we support each other as friends and as family and everything, I want to know that you're there for me, like I'm there for you. But I might have only ran into Erica maybe a few months ago, but I could say that Erica's going to return my calls. I could say Tommy's going to return my calls. I can say I know they've been there for me. But the emotional roller coaster is when you don't have that dependency on people, when you know that you have 15 items to take care of. However, you don't have anyone that you can depend on. So all of those things stack up. And that's where our behavior starts to be like we're starting to cry and feel like, oh, what now? But now I started organizing my thought process and eliminating all the baggage that comes along with those people who weren't there. They don't have to know they're eliminated. I know they're eliminated. But that emotional roller coaster that you feel and that I feel, I guess everybody goes through it. But how I'm handling is by just praying more and just when I say I give it to faith and I let him handle it, I truly am doing that. And I call my aunts and my mentors now and say, hey, you know that praying thing? Guess what? It works. And they laugh at me because they know I'm the more skeptic, but it does work. And I just let whatever he can handle, he handles, and everything else, he gave me the great common sense and book sense to handle the rest. So
I love that you say, give it to God, because I think we say that because it's cliche. We say that because I think that's what we know to do. but it's not easy always to let go and let God. I think we have an intention to do that. But if you're someone like me, I'm still that worrier, and I still am laying in bed at 2 or 3 in the morning. I talk to God all the time. Even though I worry, I still talk to him. So in a sense, I am still letting go and letting God, because I still wait for his direction, and I still wait for him to tell me or give me something to help me get past that moment. But again, I think too, it's really hard sometimes to let go and let God. And we say that very freely. So how do you actually let go and let God?
Did you answer?
To you, since you
Okay,
say that's what you.
Okay, because at one time I depended on a lot of common sense things. Basically, everything was theoretical. Everything was like, well, God must be busy, because basically there are a lot more people who need him more than I do. So I was like, well, I got all the book sense, and I got all the common sense. Oh, God just made me worthy of this, so I don't need him right now. He'll come back when I need it. And then when I got sick about 3 years ago, and it was the things that I needed the most. It was like, wait a minute, the people around me that I needed the most, the book sense I needed the most, I wasn't able to use that. So I had to have faith that that light bill was going to get paid. To tell you the truth, I wasn't caring about the mortgage. I wasn't worried about that. I was worried about the lights and the food, because I had 2 children that I had to provide for. So that was the things. When I said I had faith, it might be somebody who had a hookup said, hey, Leslie, I got this freezer full of food, but we're moving. Come over here and get it. They knew nothing of what I was going through. But that was God's working for me. It might have been someone saying, oh, well, guess what? This person had some, for lack of better words, had some extra FSs. And basically, they're going to go let you go to the grocery store. They were feeding me and my kids. So those are concepts that I believe God was there with me. I'm going to use a more emotional thing. My aunt, Nona Wallace, yay, Nona, basically has been there for me since my mom passed at 21. So since 21, I've been out here really on my own, and along with family members and friends, so I can say that. However, when she passed away, I was out here. My aunt's always filled in, but my aunt was diagnosed with stage 4 cancer. And my aunt sat in that hospital room. I can remember her husband is just, he's the best uncle ever. I had great uncles. And he actually sat in that hospital room, and I could see him really feel like he was not there for her, but he was. But she was just laughing and talking to her friends on the phone, her church friends and her prayer mates. And the doctor came in and was like, well, y'all better go ahead and say y'all last words. Everybody came. But my aunt sat in that bed and said, well, I know my God. I don't have to worry. I'm good. She took the next phone call and was like, okay, well, you can go ahead and go. You told me what you need to tell me. But she had so much faith, and that's when, I don't even know if she knows this now, but that's when it restored my faith in basically nothing about the human world, nothing about humanity, about just believing. Even if I don't do anything but drop to my knees and pray for myself and pray by myself, that's all I need. But I try my best to look at her and know that that's God's gift, because 3 months later, she's still walking around here, and she wasn't supposed to be here 3 days later.
Wow.
Now that's God's work. And that's basically a person that was a soldier for him and his word. And that led me to be able to say, okay, I'm going to be that same person. I might not be able to do it in the faith-driven way that she has, but I can do it in giving my friends things that maybe I've been blessed with. And so I find myself trying to do that and just being there for people. And if I got 2 of something, well, you might as well take 1. There's no need in people having 14 of something and then not giving and sharing. Right. And so I will share my knowledge. I'll share my, whatever I have, I will try to do that. So that's the big thing.
That's really awesome, because I think in a nutshell, to summarize all of that, let go and let God, because he will supply you in those moments with exactly what you need. We don't need to know who, what, when, where, or how, but he will. So thank you for that. And I so appreciate that, and I definitely agree with everything that you say, because no matter how much we feel like we're on that roller coaster, he's right there the whole way. I don't care how many loops you have to go through. I don't care if you go through those loops 15, 20, 50 times, he's still right there through those loops with you. So, Denise, what do you feel about being on an emotional roller coaster?
Well, I love what you said, Leslie. I love hearing about your aunt, and the thing is about having that faith that God will come through and bless you and help you. Because a lot of people don't have it all the time until sickness comes. They lose a job, something happens to devastate their lives.
They
But
lose that
that's
man.
when-
When they lose that man, oh gosh.
Oh yeah,
That's worse than sickness sometimes. I'm like, wait a minute.
that's true.
It is true.
But you know what? And God doesn't really care if you ignored him, a month ago and for the last 6 months, whatever, and you start praying then.
Mhm.
He lets you know, and he will come through, that he was listening, he was there the whole time.
Exactly.
And for me, faith has always been a huge part of my life, and my family's life, my son's life. My son has sickle cell anemia. As I said, he's 32 years old. So we have been, oh my goodness, so many times.
So you know about the roller coaster.
Roller coasters every day.
Yes.
Every day. We before we came here today, I was telling Buffy we had to go to a support group. He also has pulmonary hypertension caused by his sickle cell and the scarring in his lungs. Sitting there and listening to all those people and what they've been through. And my son Sean was actually in pain. He was having something of a crisis today. Not really, rushed to the hospital crisis, but he was in a lot of pain. And the whole time, we're sitting there and listening to them, and he's, don't, no, not me. Let's talk about you. The whole time, and I'm so proud of him. And when we got in there, I'm worried about him because I know he's sick. I know he's hurting. And just in that few minutes, I'm going from worry to being proud to being happy to listen to these people and then worry again. I mean, that's my life every day. I also have an 83-year-old mother that I take care of. So, I have been in this mode for years where I have to put up this front where I'm always, level all the time. I'm okay.
You got to be the strong one.
You have to. And that roller coaster is churning through your head and your heart all the time. They can't see it.
Because
the outside world can't see that.
Exactly.
Right. So we hurt ourselves, and I know it.
Yes.
I know it. We hurt ourselves emotionally, physically, constantly because of that. Because we, sometimes there's no way, to get it out, to feel like you can get off the roller coaster.
And that's a great example.
I love this topic.
It's a great example. So we're going to take a quick break, and we will return with more about being on that emotional roller coaster.
Ooh-wee, I got all my sisters with me. Ooh-wee, I got all my sisters with me.
Faith for a Cure has a fourfold mission rooted in the cure. We care about the cause. We unite people with people. We partner with researchers in order to provide the most current information for persons living with sickle cell anemia in order to educate and spread awareness about this disease. Learn more about sickle cell anemia at www.faithforacure.org.
I can be every woman. It's all in me. Yeah. I can be every woman with Brie and B, fashions and accessories. Ooh-wee, I got all my sisters with me. Woo-wee, I got all my sisters with me.
Welcome back to Woo Wee. So right before the break, we were just talking about what it feels like to be on that emotional roller coaster. Both of these ladies gave amazing testimonies of their situation that they're currently dealing with on that roller coaster. Again, I think being on the emotional roller coaster can cover so many topics, whether it's something personally that you're dealing with, whether it's sickness, health, whether it's regarding a family member or friend. What I kind of want to get into now, ladies, is how do we deal with the emotions and the feelings that's attached to this roller coaster? Because what I think we do as women, we internalize. We internalize a lot because we think we have to. And these are some of the things that I want to bring to the forefront of these conversations that we're having within the group and on the talk show, because I want us as women to feel like it's okay to tell our story, and we won't be held accountable in a negative light. I want to get rid of that thing that we feel like we just have to carry the burden of everything that we go through. And if we talk about it, we're weak. If we talk about it, Sue, Joe, and Sally won't like us anymore. They won't be our friend. If we talk about it, we're looked down upon. We're frowned upon. I want us to get rid of that, because that should not be the case. Because we as women carry so much, I think we should be able to tell our story and celebrate what we go through, and celebrate that we have overcome what we go through. So those are the things that I want to break away from, that mindset. Where do we get that mindset from, that we have to internalize what we deal with? Where did that come from?
I think about part of it is being a mother, a wife, a sister. For years, women were expected to get married, raise a family. If you have a problem, you keep that to yourself. You raise your kids, you take care of your husband. If you have to go to work, you go to work. But, all that other stuff, that's you. You keep that to yourself. You just go along and do what you're supposed to do every day to take care of the people around you, because we are that nurturer.
We are.
But there comes a point where, all that stuff builds up and builds up and builds up, and
it gets real ugly.
It gets real ugly. Fast,
yes.
like turning on a dime.
Yes.
So, we do need to find a way to get it out, and I'm guilty. I am. I keep the majority of things inside. I'd be the first to admit, we're all friends here.
Exactly.
I wear a mask all the time. There's so much to me craziness going on in my head all the time, but it's all compartmentalized, because we still have to keep it straight. I mean, when you go outside and you put on that mask and you go to work, and you take care of your family and the things you have to do, they can't see what's going on up here. So keep it organized, but keep it hidden.
I think we are all guilty of wearing a mask. I wore several.
Yeah.
If let's just be real and say what it is. I wear several every day, and I call them hats.
Yeah.
I won't say it's a mask, but in all honesty, it is a mask, because we feel like, for some reason, we believe that we have to put those masks on to exist, or to be important, or to feel important. And I want us as women to feel comfortable with who we are, with your natural mask.
Absolutely.
We should not have to put on a mask because we're going through something. Because to me, when you go through something and you come out on the other side, to me, that's strength. So why can't we be accepted for showing strength versus a weakness? So what do you feel about that, Leslie?
Well, I can remember at one time I worked for Verizon, and when working for Verizon, love Verizon, but when I worked there, we used to always have these people on FMLA. And FMLA was basically your time off because you were sick or what have you. But I used to always say I had an illness that you could feel, and basically I couldn't play crazy. And then I had friends, and they were another nationality, and basically they would be able to play crazy. Now, my point was African American women that were working at Verizon would never want to say mentally I'm drained, because socially they would feel like if I say that, I've hit that stigma that would be old taboo. Everybody would be seeing me at the grocery store and be like, okay. But then logically, my friends of another, Caucasians or, Hispanic or whatever, they were like, yeah, we like crazy. They loved that crazy because that crazy paid them in time to get themselves together for that year or two, then return back to the job they loved and was ample enough to take care of them and their family. So what I mean by that, where if we had actually put some of that pride in our pocket and allowed ourselves to be crazy, because we were at that time crazy, we would actually allow ourselves to not, when I say crazy, I'm saying it for a joking word, but I'm saying it just to kind of relieve people from actually feeling like, okay, emotionally disturbed or anything like that. That might be a typical word that someone would use if they were trying to diagnose us. But I'm saying, basically put it in a bottle and say, pull it over to the side, but I want you to be able to understand that $1,000 or $1,200 a week that you're going to lose because you are worried about the fact that someone might say you're crazy. And that is a shame, because a lot of that stigma is based on us keeping each other down from the successes that we should be able to have, or that fact that our friends that we so-called our friends, until you get to a certain place, and then it's like, okay, no, she was a friend until she said that she was making $1 million or she was an Oprah status. I'm going to be your friend whether you are penny status or a million status. Hopefully you'll bring me up and give me a little bit of that million. But if you don't, I'm still going to be your friend. It's humble and say, that's my girl or whatever. But again, all of that clumped together makes us worried about what people think. And that still makes us the crazy and makes us worried about it. We were talking in between the breaks, and I said to her, I was like, Denise, when you're at work, when you go to work, I bet you just go in like, good morning. And she was like, yeah. And I was like, I know, because that's how I am.
It's that mask.
And I say that because that's professionalism. That's professionalism 101. But a lot of people, colleagues I've come across, they're like, well, you're different. What makes me different? We put on our clothes the same way, basically. I make up the same way. We do the same things. But the thing is, no one in that job needs to worry about my problems the way I worry about them. Because I come there to do a job for a whole bunch of people who are worried, but they don't have a home. They don't have maybe food. So my problems aren't as bad, because I at least have a job and a way to get here and a roof over my head that particular night. So a lot of times I try to compartmentalize these things, but I'm thinking I'm blessed. I've been blessed. I'm going to still be blessed, whether I'm at rescue mission and whether I'm in my GW gear, I'm still going to be blessed. So a lot of this is like just being able to put your pride in your back pocket or your side pockets or whatever pocket you have, and just admit, I have issues. I have a problem. Can you talk to me about it? And I see people all the time, oh God, here come Leslie. Okay, here I come. I'm still gonna come. And basically you'll still either help me or I'm walking away to the next person. And if I don't have but 2 friends in my lifetime, that is the only thing I need. My mom told me at one time before she passed, I was like, you got 5 friends in your lifetime. You're truly blessed. And basically that's the way I see it right now. So for every one that I gain, I might have to lose the one. But they're acquaintances, associates, and friends. And basically, if I get anyone between there, then we're good. So.
I definitely agree with that. Not everyone you can call friend. I think we use that term very loosely. And that's a whole nother topic for a whole nother episode. However, back to the roller coaster and how to deal with those emotions. What I would say to everyone watching is drop the mask. You don't need it. Feel comfortable within yourself and be who you are. That's what I would say to those watching. And whoever needs to hear this message, that's what I would say to you. So on that note, we will be right back.
There's a book called Roll Jordan Roll by Eugene Genovese, and he talks in that book about what it means to be African American, what it means to be black, what does it mean to experience slavery. He talks about slavery in a different perspective. He talks about it in the sense where slavery is paternalistic. It was something that was a domain, and people went with what they knew to be correct. That's much to the likes of African Americans today. We are born in systems, we're born in communities, and we're born in environments that causes us to react in a certain way, and it depletes the opportunity for exposure, meaning we can't think beyond our level of exposure. Rather, I mean, this is clear. Dr. Jeff Goddard writes this book called The Love Prescription, and in it he talks about PTSD, but post-traumatic slave disorder. We as African Americans, we take on a license of blame. We take on the suspension of accountability. We no longer are accountable for our own actions. No, we do not take responsibility for them. We play the blame game, and when we play the blame game, there's no action, there's no progression, there's a reciprocal nature of just nothingness. There's an old saying that excuses are tools of incompetence used to build mountains of nothingness, and those that use them seldom accomplish anything. I believe that to be true. There's a lot of things that we can do as a people that will get us off of that hiatus of complacency. You know, if we truly just look at each other and give each other a hand out, that hand out can become a hand up. Why? People say don't give a hand out. No. We need to do that because we've been doing enough of the stealing from one another. What do you mean stealing from one another? Well, then we rob each other of our potential when we don't give the next person a little gem of who we are that can empower them, that can ignite them to go on and do something different, to do something, period.
Woo-wee, I got all my sisters with me. Woo-wee, I got all my sisters with me.
Welcome back to Woo Wee. Again, thank you for joining tonight. I appreciate my guests, Leslie and Denise. Thank you so much for taking time to share this evening with me. And again, the topic, the emotional roller coaster. If you're on that roller coaster, drop your mask, let go and let God. He's got you. Trust and believe He's got you the whole way. It may not feel like it, you may not can see it, but at the end of the day, He's got you. So on that note, thank you ladies again.
Thank you.
Woo-wee.
I know firsthand the effects of sickle cell anemia.
I didn't start knowing about sickle cell anemia until I started growing up and had friends that had it. And
I've learned a lot about sickle cell anemia. I've had no other choice. I'm a father of 3 sons who were born with sickle cell anemia, and
Our cells are sickled instead of fully circular, so that's easier for it to clot and cause a sickle cell crisis. Which you put a young man through a lot of pain, young man, young woman through a lot of pain.
this disease that affects over 100,000 people in America alone.
My brother passed away from it. My oldest brother at the age of 16 years old. Me and my other brother, we've been battling with it our entire life. So
sickle cell has affected my life because I've had friends that had it, and just seeing what, like, we'll be out there playing one day, and then, you know, seeing them the next day, like the stuff they go through, it just happens just like that, and you don't really know when it's gonna hit. And
yeah, it's affected me in a major ways. Couldn't play sports like I wanted to. Yeah, it's something, man.
Sickle cell, man, it's a whole different thing, man, because imagine 1 minute your child is out playing and everything's fine. Then 20 minutes later, they're in unbearable pain that you can't do nothing about.
Sickle cell crisis, man, it's the worst pain in your life, man.
To see this and realize, like, how sickle cell can affect a family and friends in so many ways. And
will I ever be able to get over this? Is this ever gonna stop? You feel me? Because crisis can last for days on end. They could last for weeks. You feel me? So
seen and learned about growing up through my friends, like, my message would just be like, spend time, like, care and be there, and, you know, just love one another, be there for each other.
Because it's not just for me, it's for everybody with sickle cell. Your loved ones, my loved ones, people we don't even know. They suffer from this disease, man, and we can do something, save their life. We can make it better.